Hi class, this is your instructor, Skylar Huff, and welcome to Principles of Biology 1 online. So this is what you will see once you click on your Canvas course. I'll scroll down just a bit to show you it entirely. So this is an introductory course for both science majors and non-science majors. I'll spare the reading and let you read this yourselves. However, just keep in mind that this is a college level biology course, which means that in this course you have a required 2-hour lab. So let us begin things with the course syllabus. I'll click that using the quick link below. Now that the syllabus has loaded, this is section Bio 103, WB4, and I'll go down to my name, which I think you've heard me say it. I am Skylar Huff. My phone number is there, as well as my email address. So we're here in Bay Minette, at least I am, for this class. It's in the Seymour Tremel Science Building, and my office is S111D. You can find my office hours using that link, which I won't click, and then the division chairperson is Matt Williford, and you can contact him using the information that is there. So as far as when this class meets, I'll say that depends on your choosing. It is because this is an online course. That does mean that you can do the work pretty much as time allows, as long as that work that is done is submitted by the due date and that time that it's due on the date. As far as the campus and class location, there is none. You can do this work pretty much anywhere on Earth as long as there is internet. And if you've heard of Starlink, we can pretty much have internet in a lot of places these days. I'll keep on scrolling. As far as additional course information is concerned, this course is online. So the labs, they will be open for you and ready for you to complete those labs. In fact, I'll have labs open for you all beginning now, this first day of class, because there are 3 labs that you all can complete, which does not require the lab kit. And I'll say that again, since you can submit this work already in the absence of that lab kit, if you don't have it, I would recommend you begin the course immediately and complete that first lab, complete that second lab, and even that third lab exercise. But more on labs later. So as far as Canvas assignments, more or less they're due by 11:59 p.m. except on Fridays. On Fridays, those assignments are due by 12 p.m. unless I change it to 1 p.m. I think I changed it to 1 p.m. But regardless of which, those those assignments which are due on Fridays are due much, much earlier in the day. I would say by 12 p.m. That way, if you don't get it in by 12 p.m. and I have the 1 p.m. deadline, you know it's in. So I'll go now to course information. So there are a total of 7 modules, which I won't read you this, but keep in mind that this is a mini-term course. This course is 2 times as fast as that regular 16-week course. So in your modules, there is an overview. There are assignments. There are lectures. There is a discussion per week. And with that discussion you do each week, you are required to submit or at least comment on 2 posts from 2 classmates. There is test homework, which you will submit for each test, and then that timed test taken online from the comfort of your, I guess I shall say, home, in a library here on a campus, or pretty much wherever you'd like to take that test using Honorlock by way of Chrome. So as far as the chapter content, only complete the work, or at least only focus on those assigned portions of each chapter. I have those sections in parentheses with each chapter. Additionally, I'm here at number 3, there are student notes. So use those notes if you'd like. You don't have to. It is not required. However, if you'd like to use those notes, I recommend those notes. At number 4, it mentions homework. So highlighted in yellow, which I'll be showing a little bit later, a little bit later, is what will be that approximate half of the total credit for each of your tests. So in essence, I've given you half of every test you'll take already. So you know pretty much what to expect as long as you do your homework and practice that homework so you can exhibit what you've learned on the test. So at 5, I do have that there that it is recommended you check in with me to ensure that you understand those concepts presented well, and I am available to you. Surely I do teach other classes, but note I still have time for you throughout each day. And I say each day, I'm here Mondays through Thursdays, pretty much from 7:30 a.m. to roughly 4:45 p.m. So as number 6, it mentions the labs that are assigned will be completed by way of the lab kit. There are a few labs which are virtual labs, and then there are other labs which are labs in which you will either purchase something or purchase maybe two things to complete that lab, or even print a piece of paper out or print two pieces of paper out. That way you can complete those labs. And this was done to bring down the cost of that lab kit especially. So as you complete each lab, once you get to the end, and I'll go over this when I get to the lab overview, but you'll simply click print and then save as PDF, and then you will upload that file to that subsequent lab assignment by the same name. I'll show you in the lab instruction video. And one more time, as you take those tests, except for test 5, take those tests without any notes or study aids, and especially smartphones, cell phones, smartwatches, dumb watches, or just some materials from your notes. Those tests should be taken without those things. And that is the case for every test except for your 5th test, which is an open book test. So you will use HonorLock even this week to complete your syllabus quiz. As far as extra credit is concerned, there is no extra credit. However, if you happen to earn bonus credit, it will not account for more than 2% of your grade, and that will be something that's earned and not given. So I'll let you review testing procedures as you have the time. However, I will mention the student guidelines are here. And when I say that they are here, I just mean it shows you more or less what you can use as you take your tests. So as you take those tests, it does say right here that these things are not allowed unless checked. And the plan is to not check these things unless it's for that open book test or even for your syllabus quiz. I'll check those things then. The required textbook. We will not use a lab manual in this course. There is a lab kit, which I'll get more to in that lab overview video. And as far as your final exam time, it's here, and it's there online. So if ever you need assistance with anything that's related to Coastal Alabama Community College technology, please reach out to the help desk immediately. If you contact me, please use the official modes of communication, such as your email account, URA number at alabama.edu, or even through Canvas. Please get your work done. This class is pretty fast-paced, and I think you all were well aware upon registration. If not, please reach out to me immediately, and I can help you out with what that does mean. All this information, briefly. So if there is a disability, please make sure you click the link that is shown here to request all affordable accommodations, which I will afford to you, per the Americans with Disability Act of 1973, as well as the one from 1990. The last day to withdraw from this course is the 7th of October. There are 6 tests worth 66.6 points each. A final exam. We have 12 labs, not 13. There will not be any current events. There will not be any study guides. However, you do have test homework. I'll now go to modules. So as modules load, you'll see the Getting Started module with a course overview, which you've already seen. There is a proctoring overview, which is all about HonorLock. I recommend you click that one as opposed to that first one. And then this third one you all have to click. This is the syllabus quiz. This is used to verify your attendance. I am right now making the course overview video, so that will be updated for you. And then there is the course overview and to-do list. It goes over things such as that to-do list. For instance, I'm recording the video. This is the About Your Instructor. I'm going to record the lab introduction video right after this video. You have your first discussion, which is due this week. And then you have your first module that is there. And these are those student notes I mentioned just a bit earlier during the course syllabus. So this is module 1. It's formatted a lot differently than it used to be. And the first link is the overview and to-do list. Each module has one of these. So I'll be brief and I will not read this. They each have some introduction. Each module has the presentations. Those are from the publisher. And then, as I mentioned earlier, only section 1.7 from chapter 1. That is the only section you'll be tested on. As far as chapter 2, it includes sections 2.1 through 2.6, excluding section 2.4. So it's very specific what you all should focus on as you all prepare for your first test. Next up, I mentioned discussions. So there's one discussion per week, so there are 2 discussions listed, but note, there's only a singular discussion per week. So once you've done that first discussion, you're done for the week with discussions, as long as you have replied to the posts and then replied to 2 peers. And then it mentions your test 1 homework. This is that to-do list. So you should review the presentations, read the parts indicated above from the chapters, create lecture notes, study those lecture notes, and then complete this assigned homework, which is right here, highlighted in yellow. So there are two written questions for your first test. They're here at A, and they're at B. So this is what you will not only answer on the test, you will also complete this and then submit this on the day of your test, be it before you take your test or even thereafter. And then there is the discussion I mentioned right above from Chapter 2. And then lastly, complete the first test. Next are materials. So this is lecture material. So you have your lecture for Chapter 2. And I recommend you use this to prepare very well. Now I'm back at Module 1. So these are the activities. So you have your first lab, you have your second lab, and you have your third lab. And again, these labs are not all due the same day. Only one lab is due this week. However, next week you have 2 labs that are due. You have your discussion from Chapter 2, and then you have the test. I am your instructor, Skylar Huff, and if ever I can help, please reach out. Thank you all for watching.